If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. A lot of you have been asking me to expose Selena Gomez. And the reason that I'm going to do it is because I know there's a lot of teens who listen to this channel and young women who listen to this channel. And anytime I can expose somebody that they think might be a Christian who isn't a Christian, who is a part of this satanic Illuminati networking system that runs and controls Hollywood and the music industry that is satanic at the core, I'll expose them for the sake of helping people see the truth, which is that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. And all these other musicians, all these false idols in this world, all work for this satanic system. So Selena Gomez is a pretty obvious one. You'll find most of the same symbolism you'll see in all the other musicians' videos, in her videos, in her album covers, in her lyrics, and how she dresses. It's all the same theme. It's all the same stuff, and I'll expose that. Now, of course, Selena, like so many of these quote-unquote musicians, start off at Disney. That's where they're programmed. That's where they undergo their mind control programming. That's what Miley Cyrus went through. That's what she's gone through. That's what Justin Timberlake's gone through. Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Ryan Gosling. They don't just have to be musicians. They can also be actors. They all really get their start at Disney. Their parents are usually members of covens, and they will prostitute them, quote unquote, into the industry at a young age. That's how these kids start out. It's not that they're so much more talented than anyone else. They are pushed into it. They undergo MK Ultra mind control programming. And now what we're actually even seeing from Selena Gomez is that she's having a breakdown in her programming. You've seen that through Shia LaBeouf, another Disney product, Shia LaBeouf, whose career was quote unquote flourishing. He was put in a lot of mainstream movies, and he had a mental breakdown like Britney Spears had, and they had to pull him and start taking him out, and putting him through the media, discrediting him and talking about how he's lost his mind and stuff like that. So you still see him popping up in movies, but not in a mainstream roles like he was in because of his breakdown that he had through his mind control. We've seen it with other people out there. We've seen it with Britney Spears when she shaved her head. She was undergoing that, the mind control breakdown. Amanda Bynes is another Disney product, another young girl who was pushed through this system that also has had her mental breakdown. What happens sometimes is usually when they get into their 20s or early 30s, the alters and the split personalities that they create through the trauma-based mind control can go haywire, and their programming can break down. So like I said, Shia LaBeouf, Britney Spears, Amanda Bynes had this go on. She's just, if you've seen her recently, she just looks like a train wreck. She acts like a train wreck. She can't think for herself. This is what happens to them when their programming breaks. And now we could be seeing that with Selena Gomez, as she has checked herself into some type of mental health facility. Her handlers probably checked her in there. She's probably undergoing more treatment to correct what's going on with her programming. Nonetheless, she is in there, and that's just another sign. What a coincidence. All of these young Disney stars have all of these mental breakdowns. They're all rich. They're all famous. And the majority of them suffer from these breakdowns, these mental breakdowns. It's because their programming is breaking. So Selena Gomez currently is in a mental health facility. People have been asking me about that, what's going on with that in regards to MK Ultra. It seems like it could be obviously her handlers putting her in there to undergo, treatment to fix what's gone wrong. Otherwise, you'll see her go off the grid. That's what they'll do. They'll push you away. Amanda Bynes no longer a famous actress, no longer an up-and-coming actress. Shia LaBeouf's career has gone down, in a downward spiral. Britney Spears, they keep her in Las Vegas for a reason, because they can't have her going around doing mainstream stuff because they're afraid that she might say something or programming might break. That's why they still have her out there, because they still want to make money off of her. And they still want to run her out there for mind control purposes, to still brainwash young girls to go see her, sexually explicit shows out in Las Vegas. But she's not pushed in the mainstream the way she was. It's not because, oh, she's old and she's not pretty and she's not talented at what people think. They go, oh, she's just older now and that's why. No, it's because of what happened with her programming. They can't trust her and put her in the limelight anymore. So we see other symbols as well, the same ones we'll always see and we'll always talk about on this channel. Others will talk about. You see the all-seeing eye, right? You see the hand over the eye, not a surprise. We see it all the time. We see it on magazine covers, whether it's the peace sign over the eye, a hand over the eye, their hair covering their eye. Here's Selena Gomez with the basic Illuminati all-seeing eye symbolism, which of course also leads to the 666 symbolism. There's people out there who continue to think it means A-OK. It means 666. There's a reason that she's holding the 666 over her eye, but people still think it's some type of coincidence that all these celebrities, all these photos on magazine covers and album covers of holding the quote-unquote A-OK sign over their eye. It is the 666 over their all-seeing eye. It is a common symbol. We see the shh symbol, right, which I talk about all the time, or we see Rihanna with even tattooed on her finger doing it. We see all these celebrities going shh. It is the vow of silence. They're not walking around going shh, I got a big secret I don't want to tell you while you're taking a picture of me on the red carpet or on an album cover. They're constantly doing it, whether it's Carrie Underwood, Beyonce, Rihanna, all of them, male and female, do the shh. You know why? Because there's a big secret being held, okay? It's a vow of silence that they've taken in the Brotherhood. It's a Freemason Masonic hand symbol. It means the vow of silence. They swear to an oath of silence that they will never reveal what they're involved in, who's involved with it. It's a vow of death for the most part. The vow of silence, when you break the vow of silence, you're likely to be killed for breaking the vow of silence. They don't break their oath. So they all always flash this symbol to let others in the network know that they're a part of it. They do it to rub it in our faces. Yeah, people see these same symbols and they go, oh, she's hiding something. She's got a secret to tell. Yeah, the secret is that she's in the occult. That's the secret. The secret is that she's under MK Ultra mind control programming. The secret is that she knows what these elitists really do in Hollywood and in the music industry and around the world, these globalists who run corporations. She knows the secrets because she's a part of it. They all are. Unfortunately, for some of these kids like her, they're prostituted into it by their parents. And she's no different than these other Disney products that have come out. So we see the vow of silence. Of course, we see the black and white symbolism. You'll see it in some of her videos. She's always wearing the black and white clothing in her, magazine covers when she goes out on the red carpet, when she's out in public. She loves the black and white stripes. So you can see her in that all the time, representing the Freemasons, representing the Baphomet, the as above, so below esoteric garbage that they believe in. They believe that their good deeds outweigh their bad deeds. Psychologically, that's how they continue to go on and perform these disgusting acts that they perform, whether it's sexual ritual abuse on children or murder or human sacrifice and animal sacrifice. They convince themselves by doing good deeds that it outweighs their bad deeds. That's the mentality of these Satanists, which is disgusting and disturbing. And she's another one who just flashes the black and white symbolism all the time. You'll see it in almost every musician will have either the clothing or the tile in their music videos. I've exposed it many times on this channel. Pretty much every single musician I've exposed has black and white symbolism in it. It's the most common one you'll see other than the all-seeing eye. Of course, we see the bathtub. Now, I apologize if this photo is a little explicit. I tried to cut it down so you can't see anything. The bathtub is important. Okay, because this represents the baptism into the occult. You'll see the bathtub in almost every musician has a video with it. We've seen Eminem, we've seen Demi Lovato, we've seen Selena Gomez, we've seen Rihanna. The list goes on and on where they're in a bathtub. People just seem to think that they like to take baths. They don't prefer showers, they prefer baths, and they want you to know. The artistic director wants you to know that it's all about a bath. We see Lil Wayne having blood baths and Eminem in blood baths. And we see these female artists taking photos, performing in their videos in bathtubs. It is not a coincidence that they're doing it. It represents the baptism that is to come, a rebaptism. Okay, that's why you see Eminem and Lil Wayne in blood baths, and you see these cookie cutter, these girls who are supposed to be targeting and going after young Christian girls. That's why you see them in regular bath water. Or you see Rihanna, who's in between, you see the purple water. Okay, when people are indoctrinated into Satanism and then they decide to become baptism to Satanism, they have to denounce Jesus Christ and be rebaptized as Satanists. That involves going under a baptism ritual, which includes pig blood, organs, and things like that, and urine. So they have to be rebaptized in this. So they are preparing people by showing the bathtub all the time. And it's funny almost because, I just keep thinking people all the time. Machine Gun Kelly, another guy, bathtub, bloodbath. It's not a coincidence. The directors of these videos aren't going, I would love to incorporate a bathtub. Can we get a new bathtub in here? It'd be great. Never seen it before. It'd be sexy. People see it. They can't process it. It's the same symbolism. There's nothing artistic about it. If they were doing art, then the videos would be different. And they'd say, well, I don't want to have the same thing. Didn't Eminem have a bloodbath? Why would Machine Gun Kelly have one? Why would Lil Wayne have one? Why would Rihanna be in one? Why? Because, people go, well, they can show their bodies. They can show, Shakira. I mean, the list goes on. Every artist I've exposed, for the most part, has a video or an album cover inside of a bathtub. It is representing the rebirth and the new baptism that is to come under the Antichrist. So that's why that's there. And Selena Gomez, of course, in one of her latest videos, doing the satanic baptism. We see Selena doing the devil horns. What a surprise, right? All these musicians, all these actors throwing up the devil horns. Everybody thinks she means rock and roll, even though she sings pop music, throwing up the devil horns, wearing a shirt, of course, that has lightning bolts on it, right? The lightning bolt represents Lucifer's fall from heaven. Luke 10:18, and he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. That's why we always see the lightning bolt. It's not because they think lightning's cool, folks. That's why you see it in the Apple commercial. That's why you see Marilyn Manson. That's why you see David Bowie. That's why you see Lady Gaga. The lightning bolt represents Satan's fall from heaven. And that's why they all wear it over and over. We see cube symbolism on one of her album covers. Not a surprise. The cube symbolism that they continue to push. We see it over and over. Drake, Rihanna, same symbols. You see the theme here? The cube symbolism, the transformation, the rebirth, transhumanism. They pushing all of this, representing Saturn and Saturn's cube. It is not a coincidence that they use the same symbol. So we see that. And I can continue to go on. We see pyramids. She performs in her music videos. You can see the pyramids behind her. Common theme, right? We all understand. We all see the pyramids all the time. And then, of course, we get to magic, right? If you haven't seen my video on magic, I definitely recommend you take a look at it because it's pretty funny. Funny in the sense it's so ridiculously obvious what's going on and who's controlling this industry and who's really controlling the world, because all we hear about is magic, but nobody thinks magic's real. So she has a song, Magic. We see her on the album, we see her with Disney and Wizards and Magic. Oh, it must be a coincidence, right? That Justin Timberlake, Magic. Bruce Springsteen, Magic. Coldplay, Magic. Queen, A Kind of Magic. Santana, Black Magic Woman. Motorhead, Bad Magic. The Cars, Magic. Robin Thicke, Magic. The Who, Magic Bus. Paul McCartney, Magic. Sting, every little thing she does is magic. Lil Wayne, Magic. Sting, again, magic. The list goes on and on. Pussycat Dolls, Magic. The Temptations, Magic. Oh, nobody said, hey, there's already a song called Magic. If you want it to stand out, you probably shouldn't call it Magic, because then somebody might think it's, Justin Timberlake Magic or Selena Gomez Magic. It's right in front of our faces, folks. So we see magic again. What a surprise. Talking about magic, pushing magic, because that's what they're doing. They're indoctrinating the youth with magic, with wizards, with sorcery, with witchcraft. It's an indoctrination to get them into Satanism. That's why Disney is all about magic and the Magic Kingdom, and these kids like Selena Gomez and Justin Timberlake all come through it. Then they have albums called Magic. It must be a coincidence, right? I don't think so. There are no coincidences going on here. So it's the same stuff we see over and over. And like I said earlier in the video, now you see Selena Gomez having her MK Ultra breakdown. Now you see her in suddenly checking into a mental health institute. And obviously it's her handlers that put her in there. So who knows if this will be the end of her career or if she'll continue to shine. They're probably going to try to push her one more time and make sure she doesn't have any breakdowns. She didn't have any real public breakdowns, but she is in the mental rehab facility. Like I said, we see the all-seeing eye. We see the 666. We see the vow of silence, the oath of silence that they all take, putting the finger over the mouth, going shh, okay? They're not telling somebody that they secretly just farted or something like that, okay? They're telling you that there's a vow of silence. They've all taken the same oath. We see the black and white symbolism constantly in all these videos, paying homage to the Freemasons, to the duality that they believe in. We see the bathtub, the rebaptism into the believing and belief in Satan and the worshiping of Satan and the Antichrist. We see the devil horns constantly thrown up. We see the lightning bolt symbolism, the cube symbolism, the pyramids. We see magic, all the same things. Watch the other videos I've done exposing other artists. It's the same stuff. And people go, oh, it must be a coincidence. Yeah, they're all just doing the same stuff. Same thing. It's not a coincidence. She's another one of these Illuminati puppets. Okay, she's been pushed through the system, through the Disney system. She's a big star because of the system. She brainwashes young children. Soon, as you've seen, she grew through Hannah Montana, and she grew up through the Disney system. Now she's doing videos where she's in a bra, where she's in a bathtub. Now she's getting sexually explicit. I talked about that in other videos. That's what they do. They get a young following at a young age. So 12-year-olds are following her when she's 15. Now that she's in her 20s, those girls are 18, 19. Now they're seeing her walking around naked for the most part, doing sexual things. They're learning this stuff and getting indoctrinated in this perversion and all these other things. It's witchcraft and sorcery through these artists. They bring them in at a young age. They hook them in like Katy Perry and her and Britney. And then as they grow, they change their image. And the people who follow and worship these idols change their image too. That's how mind control works. It's like I say all the time. These fads that happen, right? Now it's a new way for men to comb their hair. Men now wear spandex clothing. They pretty much dress like pro wrestlers. Their jeans are so tight. Why do they do that? Well, because that's what the television tells them to do. They see the celebrity guys dressing in tight clothes with the weird hair where the top's sticking up and the sides are shaved. Now everybody does it. It's the new normal. Some guy just didn't think of it and go, hey, let me try this out. And it's spread. The television tells you this stuff. That's how mind control works. And that's what they use these false idols for in so many different ways, not just for image, not just for trends, for things like transgenderism, pushing that, making it acceptable. They use them for that. They use them for the race war, all of this stuff. It's all mind control. And all of these musicians and actors are a part of it. They're on the front lines. They're given fame. They're given fortune. They're given what they want. In return, they have to push these agendas, and they're always going to be captive, and they're always going to be slaves to this system, but they wanted fame and fortune so much. And in some cases, like Selena Gomez, their parents are pushed them into this system at a young age because their parents are likely a part of a coven, and that's usually how it goes. And they get into Disney, and people go, oh, they were just talented. They joined the Mickey Mouse Club. Where is the sign-up sheet for, a 4-year-old, 5-year-old to sign up for the Mickey Mouse Club and become a millionaire at 4 years old? Anyone see the sign-up sheet? I don't think so. It's not how it works. It's not how the music industry works. It's not how Hollywood works. These kids are all pushed through this system. It is a brainwashing system. It is brainwashing into the occult and Satanism. And Selena Gomez, again, is another one of these puppets. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.